Now, MAGA, what did we learn? Learn. It's when you get some information from outside. We'll work on it later. Shout out to all my subscribers and members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I'm Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse. You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
I want to talk to the manager.
Happy birthday, MAGA. Happy birthday, MAGA. Yeah, we got this for you. You didn't think we forgot about your 1-year FAFO anniversary, did you?
This week, another set of MAGA people regretting their vote for Donald Trump. It amazes me how these people were so clear about their vote, and when it starts impacting them, now they want empathy.
I didn't think they was going to go after Cubans. We are not the bad people. I vote Trump because he wants to help the people, but this is not right.
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay, I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills.
We seen all kinds of FAFO. We seen men's FAFO.
Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company. Not a f***ing thing is getting done. This is what I get. This is what I f***ing get. Nothing but white boys.
We seen women's FAFO.
We voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024. We live in the Florida Panhandle, and we thought that this would be good for our business, but we're finding out now that we were wrong, and I want to publicly say that we are regretting our votes at this point. My husband and me own a construction company, and we literally do not have workers anymore. Most of our workers are from Mexico, and they're good, hard workers. I talked to a few of them, and they said they were just too scared to come back to work because of all the raids. Our construction company is likely to go out of business now, and we don't know what we're going to do, but we're never voting for a Republican again. Ron DeSantis and Trump have been passing laws that negatively affect our business, and I just want to say that I'm sorry for voting for him. I grew up Republican, and it's all I've ever known, but now I can see that me and my whole family have been very wrong about this. So we hope that 2026 comes and we can take back the House and the Senate and stop him from what he's doing. There's a special election coming up in Matt Gaetz's district, and we're going to do everything we can to advocate for a Democrat taking that seat.
What's that? It's only 2 genders? Well, I can tell you this. It's more than 2 kinds of FAFO. We seen America First FAFO.
First, right, MAGA? Isn't that what you guys always say? The alleged president, Donald Trump, is putting America first? Then why don't you explain to me why it is that the alleged president, Donald Trump, is threatening to withhold natural disaster relief funds to any state or to any city that boycotts Israel? Silence, huh? Crickets. When on earth is it okay for our sitting president to put the priorities of another country before Americans lives? So we send them all this money, and now we're going to withhold emergency federal funds from any state or from any city that decides they want to boycott Israel? So another country is more important to the alleged president, Donald Trump? Another country far outweighs the American citizen.
Y'all really believe that America First, did you? How'd that go with that Hyundai plant? Huh? That's right, a double FAFO.
So you know how last week the Trump administration raided a Hyundai plant in Georgia and detained like 350 South Koreans? Well, South Korea has just fired back. LG has halted 22 projects in the United States, including the continuing of building this battery factory in Georgia, which was supposed to be completed at the end of the year. And get this, was supposed to create 8,500 new jobs. And now that plant is on hold because South Korea and LG said, if you're going to deport our people, then we're not going to keep building in your country. This is where the short-sightedness of the Trump administration comes in. They think they're going to score these big political points with their base by deporting 350 South Koreans working in a factory. But they've caused us to lose 8,500 jobs in the process, or at least slow it down when the country is already starting to see slow job growth, even in the negative in some instances. These people never think about anything long-term. It's all about winning the politics of the day. Who cares if we get screwed down the road? So was 350 South Koreans deported worth also then losing 8,500 jobs? Plus whatever the jobs are in the 21 other projects that they halted? This is madness. Those are good paying jobs. It would be in the tens of thousands in a time when the country desperately needs jobs. And instead, these idiots are just hellbent on making sure that brown and black people and Asian people are discriminated against and white people feel good about themselves in red states. It's complete madness and it has to stop. There's a reason why Donald Trump's numbers are in the toilet.
Now, whatever happened with those relief funds? Did they ever get those? Talk to the people down in Texas.
Welcome to FAFO in 3 acts, when rage bait goes wrong. I'm your host, Nick Nack. On today's episode, we have Texas Proud Patriot 62, or as I like to call her, Extra Large Maga Marge. Not only does Extra Large Maga Marge eat her weight in hate, but she quite recently had to eat her weight in karmic retribution. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage.
What you gonna do, crybaby?
With alligator.
I want alligator Alcatraz merch if I want to. So I'm going to jump on here for a minute, and what I'm going to tell you is FAFO. And if you want to come on down here to the south,
what I will do to you.
this woman right here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to you. This is crazy. I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need. We are a older community. A lot of our people don't have insurance. They don't have money. Kind of a forgotten community for Travis County. We're unincorporated. We are their unwanted stepchildren out here, unfortunately.
Hey, Kentucky, don't laugh. Hey, Kentucky. We got something for you. We got something for you, Kentucky.
Right. All right. I got a $9 billion FAFO. A $9 billion FAFO for the state of Kentucky. Come on forward, everyone. Listen to this. Yes, Kentucky is a red state. Yes, Kentucky voted for Donald Trump. This is a $9 billion FAFO. Look at this distillery in Kentucky. That is a huge GDP of Kentucky. $9 billion. They have filed for bankruptcy. $9 billion. The red state of Kentucky. This is an FAFO. Do you remember when the tariffs hit? We told Canada we don't need you, and people stopped buying whiskey from the United States. This is a $9 billion FAFO for the red state of Kentucky. Do you know what kind of devastation that brings to a state like that? They're already a red state, low in education. This is going to be a tough FAFO for Kentucky. A $9 billion bankrupt whiskey distillery company is going to lead to a lot of job losses. Kentucky getting exactly what they voted for? FAFO? I think so.
The whole state declaring bankruptcy? What Kentucky think they Donald Trump? That's crazy. Pretty soon people gonna start having to grow their own food.
There's no emergency funding this year. There will be 1 out of 3 farmers will file bankruptcy.
So because farmers did not learn during his first term, a lot of them fucked around and found out once again that a Trump administration is not good for them. So now all these EBT farmers are looking for another handout. Hundreds of struggling Arkansas farmers are pleading with the federal government to provide emergency funding amid a farm economy crisis. You see, racism is costly. Costly in the form of tariffs for a lot of American farmers. One farmer said this time last year, the rice price was about 40% higher than it is now. Input costs have gone up, fertilizer have gone up, commodity prices have gotten worse. So after a horrible year last year, where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year is going to be even worse. One man said, I'm a 6th-generation farmer from Newport, and we made the decision to go out this year in the spring, so my son will not be the 7th generation on our farm. And I would say that is the absolute saddest thing I've heard until you read the next paragraph. In the last 14 months, 5 of my customers have committed suicide. That's how serious it is, said another Arkansas farmer who works as an ag equipment financer.
Well, I guess we need to really focus on business. You know what I mean? Pushing business, because they say he the business president. So your business is going to be all right, though.
I did vote for Trump, and now I will deal with the aftermath of the tariffs. I compared 2024 first quarter to 2025 first quarter. I am down 70%. I'm not willing to say that that's due to the decisions of the administration yet, because my business does run in cycles. When it comes to the items that I import directly from China, like the pens, pencils, coffee mugs, keychains, calculators, that's all been affected immediately. I also had a quote for rubber ducks that I was working on, 5,000 rubber ducks. And my unit cost went from below 30 cents to just below 50 cents overnight. Consequently, that order of ducks is on hold. I also had 10,000 poker chips on hold. I have 2,000 hats on hold. This is all merchandise I could be selling right now. Yes, I do have some investments that are down, which is affecting me on the personal side. Now we're not sure which direction we want to go.
But see, that's the business owners, though. So the business owners, that's why, because you say he's a man of the people, so he definitely going to help the employees, though. He not for management, he for the worker and the common man.
Y'all want to know how dumb a Trump supporter is? This how dumb a Trump supporter is. So a Trump supporter just came in the office and asked the supervisor, why are they taking taxes off his overtime? That it's supposed to be no tax on overtime. He really thought that they passed a big beautiful bill that no tax on overtime supposed to kick in. He came in the office and showed his stubs on his phone that why is his overtime being taken? Because Donald Trump says that's supposed to be no taxes on overtime. I looked at him, man, and I just literally just start fucking laughing. These people are so dumb.
Download. They gonna take my data, ain't they? Oh, there go my identity. I just really want to see what I'll look like as an alien baby. You know those apps and services you still use, even though you know they're probably harvesting your data. And that Sophie's Choice has to annoy you. You got to choose between giving up your privacy and going completely off the grid. I mean, completely. That is all done by data brokers, by the way, companies that take all the information they can find on you and sell it. Now, legally, they do have to remove your private information if you tell them, but they make it as hard as possible because they want you to feel hopeless and stuck. Sound familiar? This is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. They do the hard work for you, constantly scanning the dark web and submitting opt-outs on your behalf. Now, there are other services that offer this as well, but none of them offer as many features as Aura. for the same price. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. And if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance. You can go to my link, aura.com/ReeseWaters. Again, that's aura.com/ReeseWaters to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites automatically. And I want to thank Aura for sponsoring this video.
He don't even understand the overtime bill. They had to explain to this dummy that you got to file that at the end of your taxes and you might get a small deduction. But overtime will still be taken out of your check. I don't know who he following, who he listening to, but this idiot just literally came in the office mad, talking about we don't supposed to take no overtime out of his check. That's how dumb Trump supporters are. They don't read, they don't know nothing, they don't want to know nothing. They just hear what they hear.
Well, MAGA, look on the bright side. At least he had a job.
Somebody, please explain to me, who raised these people? What the is wrong with them?
We are huge Trump supporters. If you didn't get the email on Monday, you're safe. And I'm like skipping down the halls, right? Like, you know, I get to stay. Wednesday, late afternoon, I received a notice that I have an appointment, a Teams appointment with my supervisor on Friday at 9 o'clock. So I knew that I wasn't safe anymore.
You were skipping down the hall. You were so excited when you thought you were safe. You knew others were suffering and gonna suffer, but you knew you were safe. You were cool with it.
Cutting costs and waste and fraud and. We love that big picture. I love that big picture. My friends, you know, we were excited about that because it is true.
I could just picture you and your friends, glasses of cheap wine, just laughing over others and how others are gonna get affected.
The common theme is, you know, we voted for this. You knew this was coming, but we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives, but other people that we love and care about too within the Mid-Ohio Valley.
There it is. It's only when you're affected that you actually feel bad about something. You don't have any regrets for everyone else. It's that you got affected. You're despicable. You're disgusting. How does it feel?
It's hard. It's wrecking.
Good.
I was hoping he would
laid off worker
did something that made sense regarding the economy. Made some kind of progress in bettering, you know, the benefits of being a veteran.
Insane.
But I mean, it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country, but now it just feels like all about me.
Donald Trump has been, always will be, about nothing but Donald Trump. He's been me. Yeah, he's been exactly that his entire life. This is a Trump voter, a veteran that voted for Trump and lost his job. What on earth about Donald Trump made you think he was going to do anything for veterans? Nothing in his history says that. He's done nothing but shit on veterans when he's been in office. See, all these people seem perfectly fine as long as other people are being hurt. Other people are being disenfranchised. But when it comes to them, they just never thought it would happen. Donald Trump wouldn't do this to me. Yes, he would. And he'd do it to anybody. Because like you said, the only thing Donald Trump cares about is Donald Trump.
This is horrible. I mean, hey, we need to tell the media. Somebody call Dr. Phil. Get Dr. Phil on this.
This news isn't a trick, it's only a treat. You may remember that Dr. Phil decided to embed himself with ICE raids in New York and in Los Angeles. Well, today, a judge ordered Dr. Phil's media company to be liquidated in bankruptcy. His company, Merit Street Media, launched in 2024, and by this summer, it was already bankrupt. The judge said that the company fired staff, ended operations, and basically was done by day one. He called it an anomaly. And apparently, Dr. Phil's media company owes the Professional Bull Riding Association $181 million. Dr. Phil is also being investigated over deleting incriminating texts during this bankruptcy proceeding. The judge said, no, this isn't a bankruptcy. Liquidate everything now. Although Dr. Phil has Oprah to thank for his fame, he's gone full-on MAGA. And as a reminder, Dr. Phil is not a medical doctor. He has a PhD in clinical psychology.
Well, MAGA, you may have had your complete financial outlook stripped from you, but at least you have your virtues and your beliefs.
4 years we've been held hostage under the Democratic rule. That is horrible, horrible, horrible. We've had more taxes. We paid more for everything.
Wait, you think that taxes,
the deal again.
You think that taxes have been like really high in the last 4 years, right?
And it's not just that. We paid for everything. We, the middle income America, is paying what's paying for the Democratic.
Oh, this is what I clarify. You didn't like Biden and Harris's tax code.
I did not.
Did you ever vote for it again?
No.
Under any circumstances?
No.
It was Trump's tax code.
No, it was Obama. It was Obama's.
In 2017, Donald Trump passed the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, in which was his tax code and set to expire this year, meaning under the entire Biden-Harris administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax code. You just told us that you hated that tax code and you never vote for it again under any circumstances.
For a Democratic regime ever.
So it had nothing to do with what they were doing and all to do with the fact that they're Democrats. They party over country every single day. You're a member of a cult.
And when those hunger pains really start hitting, just yell trans. That'll really, you know what I mean? That really sticks to your ribs, just attacking a disenfranchised community.
Have you heard the latest F around and find out? This is a good one. And it comes out of Wisconsin. It appears that Bill Berrien, the Republican MAGA family values Trump-loving candidate running for governor of Wisconsin. Oh boy, poor Bill. So Bill compares himself to Trump. He loves Trump's deportation agenda. And Bill Berrien, he's also for barring transgender girls from locker rooms. Well, it appears that Bill had to drop out of the race because he was caught subscribing to numerous explicit accounts. But here's the kicker. A bunch of those accounts featured trans performers. Bill, it always seems like these family values MAGA Christian guys are always projecting what they're doing.
Ooh, I got one MAGA. At least you have your health.
This Trump supporter in Florida is finding out the hard way. Catalina Jaramillo has kidney disease and relies on Affordable Care Act subsidies to afford her insurance and treatment. Republicans are crying about the Affordable Care Act's costs and pushing ideas like health savings accounts that don't help her. And Trump calls the Democrats' focus on affordability a con job and is fully prepared to let the subsidies expire. And Catalina, she's a lifelong Republican and Trump supporter. She says this has her support of the party wavering. Just wavering? Those expanded subsidies expire at the end of the year. Without them, her premium more than doubles and her medication becomes unaffordable. She says she's terrified and feels like a deer in the headlights. She's not alone. 22 million Americans are in the exact same spot. Premiums are expected to go up 114% on average. You voted for the party that spent over a decade trying to repeal the law you now depend on. You voted for a guy who's now going to make your life unaffordable and whose policies will likely cut your life short. But your support for the party is just wavering. It fully is a cult. I hope you enjoy the taste of your Flavor Aid, Catalina.
They done took the whole health care away. Family, at least you got family. MAGA. At least you got family.
Do you ever notice Karma always shows up wearing a red hat? Because this is that. A MAGA mom is melting down online after realizing her Make America Great Again vote came with an expiration date on her groceries. Sis is on Snap and Wick, crying that she can't afford baby formula, rent, or food. And her own mother told her, we voted for this. I mean, how do you clap back to the truth? She's typing paragraphs about how anxious she is, how the shutdown hit her husband's GI Bill, and how her kids are hungry. Meanwhile, the rest of us are watching this in 4K like, girl, weren't you cheering when others were struggling? Now she's mad that her family won't lend her grocery money. The same family that told everyone else to work harder and stop depending on handouts. Funny how bootstraps snap when it's your turn to pull. And the internet is roasting her, and rightfully so. Because every election, people like her vote against their own interests. And when the consequences finally hit home, suddenly, we're struggling. And it's not fair. This is called fuck around and find out, sweetheart. What's unfair is pretending you're above every system you rely on until it stops serving you. MAGA said they didn't want to help people, and now they don't. Enjoy the America you built.
And at the end of the day, MAGA, you always have each other. Oh yeah, that's right. FAFO wasn't restricted to one strand of MAGA or another. Y'all already hit the Latinos for Trump that were our FAFOs of the year. And of course, you have the Black Magas. We had our Uncle Ruckus Awards, but you'll all experience FAFO together. Isn't that beautiful?
You have been cheated and lied to. I knew it.
Now, MAGA, what did we learn? Learn. It's when you get some information from outside. We'll work on it later.
MAGA, I don't know why I keep talking to you, honestly. I hope that one day some fraction of a sentence will break through your thick and mostly empty skull. It's your fault. All this is your fault. Because you felt so inferior, so unsuccessful, so below average, and you are, 100%, you are. But you wanted to blame brown people, and black people, and gay people, and trans people, and women, and immigrants, and anybody that you thought was different than you, that didn't have a fucking John Deere hat and a mustard-stained camouflage tank top, that somehow they were keeping you from being exceptional, when you were never going to be exceptional. You were never going to be. And the only chance you had of having a decent life was to vote for all the things you voted against. It's your fault that your health care is expensive. You vote for red state leaders and Republicans who wouldn't expand Medicaid. So now, Obamacare subsidies are keeping your health care from skyrocketing. And Republicans are going after those too. That's your fault. That's your leaders doing that. If you lived in a blue state with expanded Medicaid, you'd be good. You'd be all right. Still be way too expensive, but it'd be cheaper than it's going to be. You're literally fighting to raise your own taxes while lowering the taxes of billionaires. You bootlicking clown. You're a bootlicker. You're not tough. You're not alpha. You're licking billionaire boots while they shove your stupid fucking face into the dirt. And it's fascinating that your tongue is that long. It's fascinating that you can lick their boots while they shove your face into the dirt. Truly fascinating. And you act tough? Brother, there's nothing tough about worshiping a dying billionaire in a dirty diaper that paints his face orange every morning. It's the opposite of tough. It's pitiful. It's pitiful. You look pitiful. You look pathetic.
And if you don't believe him, you can always take it from your own.
Hello, my name is Jason, and I left MAGA. I supported Trump because I enjoyed antagonizing people. I feared responsibility. My alcoholism, which became a physical addiction, fueled obsessive behavior. This lack of rational thought prompted me to attend the Stop the Steal rally, where a violent riot broke out and we all competed for Trump's attention with a violent vengeance. The government held me accountable for my actions before I was ready. During my rehabilitation, I finally put the bottle down and was better able to understand the consequences of my actions. It was these actions that contributed to the horrific attack on the Capitol Police and resulted in the deaths of Officer Brian Sidnick, Officer Jeffrey Smith, and Officer Howard Liebengood. It was in their memory and the memory of former Trump supporter Ashley Babbitt that I refused Trump's pardon, because the pardon was both egregious and dishonest. Nothing about January 6th was pardonable. Unity contradicts Trump's lies. Thank you.
And by all means, when you do attempt to return to proper society from having subjected all the rest of us to this, yes, staggering debt and diminished services. How about that? Using our own tax dollars and turning them against the people. Yeah, when you attempt to return to proper society for having subjected the rest of us to this, try and come correct.
You can see here, Patriotic Barbie is asking liberals for forgiveness. She's saying, you know what, you guys were right. You tried to warn us all these years about who Trump really was. But in the same freaking tweet, she insults us. She says that she finds our values abhorrent. Bitch, what do you think enabled us to see that man for who he truly was? It was our values. So when he said he liked to grab women by their private parts, it was our values that said, hey, red flag here. Or the fact that he bragged about when he owned a teenage beauty pageant about how he could walk into the changing rooms and see these girls and children with their clothes off. It was our values that clocked that and raised the red flag. Combine that with the fact of his decades-long friendship with a notorious trafficker. It was our value system that immediately threw up all the red flags, and we tried to do everything we possibly could not to elect this predator, because that's, in my mind, that's what this man is. So I got to ask you this, and ask yourself, what is it in your belief system that enabled you to turn a blind eye to this man and enable him and elect him and give him unprecedented power to cover up for past actions? Because honestly, until we have that conversation and you're willing to look inward, this is an empty apology.
And when you're wondering what it was all for, what all of this was for, try and hold fast to the sacred words of your dear leader, expressing just how much you mean to him.
Listen to what Donald Trump just said moments ago in the White House about the Epstein files.
All of the things we've done, including the Middle East, I mean, you see it. Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people.
Dear MAGA, Trump just called you stupid. What are you going to do about it? Is it obvious to you yet that Donald Trump is hiding the Epstein files because his name is in the Epstein files?
And by the way, that's if you're lucky.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, he says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
So congratulations, MAGA. Just let us know where we can send this to. Huh? Oh, you in between places right now? That figures. That figures. All right, we'll keep this alongside all your races of the weeks. You can pick those up when you come down in time for the next insurrection. We'll go ahead and box it up for you. And oh, you want that right there too? No, that was here for the FAFO. That was here for the FAFO because they played around. They know Buffalo should have won that game. That was a catch. That was a catch. Soon as the receiver's knee hit the ground, that was a catch. And refs, they played around. Now they got to hope one of Lauren Boebert's sons could learn to throw a tight spiral in time for the AFC Championship game. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Refs out here escorting the Broncos down the field for the game-winning field goal. Now, you're going to have 2 weeks to sell us on Drake May leading up to the Super Bowl. Well done. Well done. You could have had Josh Allen, but, the refs wanted to get involved. They wanted to get involved, So this is what you got. Nicely done, NFL. You're out here looking like MAGA. I can tell you out here looking like MAGA. And quite frankly, y'all look good together. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Well, what do you think?
What's up, MTV? Come on in, you broke mother...
I'm in my new space. I had teased it to you guys, and here it is. You know what? I like it. It's very well lit. Hopefully, we can make the night videos not look like hostage content. And I was able to bring in a lot of the stuff you guys enjoyed from the last set. You know I had to have Bob in here. I had to find a way to get Bob in here some kind of way. And of course, I had to have a jersey. That's going to rotate. Don't worry about that. And we might even be able to rotate this mug right here, but we got some more space around here. So, you know, I'm accepting gifts. That's a joke, but I do be accepting gifts though.
What do you mean by that?
And right here, we have an original Basquiat. I couldn't get that in the old set, but I wanted to, you can't have an original Basquiat and not have it on your set. I got that during Art All Night from a guy downtown 19th Street, his name Original. So that is an original Basquiat. He sold me that one.
Look at my chandelier. It's $2 million. It's made out of expensive chicken dinners I've eaten over the years.
But ultimately, this was a move that the success of the channel enabled. You guys made this a possibility for me to revamp my space and make it easier to produce content for you.
Yeah!
So if you hadn't had an opportunity, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or you can join as a member right here on YouTube or at Patreon at patreon.com/ReeseWaters, where you can get the weekly newsletter. But you can also sign up for the monthly, which is free. And while we're talking about pictures, I received this one, wife Danielle and husband Steve watching Reese chilling in our RWs. Now, Danielle appears to be enjoying herself, but I don't know, Steve. It don't look like this was your choice. It don't look like, Steve, you look like you trying to get some brownie points by watching her show. And that just happens to be me. That's the energy I'm getting from Steve. But then it seems like you the one that sent me the photo. So I guess, thank you. You know I support love. You know I always support love. So even if you did it begrudgingly, I salute the gesture. Now, while we're talking about love, I'm always getting tons of emails from you guys, and I received one that really moved me from Antoinette. But speaking of love, I'm always getting emails from you guys, and I had one that really moved me from Antoinette, who reached out to me from Okinawa, Japan, on behalf of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in preparation for their upcoming sisterhood retreat, Unapologetically Empowered Black Women, the Legacy, the Light, the Leader. And I sent her a message for her retreat, but I thought it would be relevant to you guys as well. Do not apologize for your brilliance, your boundaries, or your blackness. You're not a version of someone else's ideal. You are the original blueprint. You're the dream that your ancestors had when they looked at the stars and dared to hope. So when you walk out of here, take up space. Not just the space you were given, take up the space you deserve. Be bold, be soft, be brilliant, and above all, be unapologetically you. And while you're taking up space, give me some suggestions for how to take up the rest of the space on this wall. You can send that to me at admin@ReeseWaters.com.
I got my own sweatshop. God